Stop everything you're doing and listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you can completely change the way you deal with women. If you've ever felt lost, not understanding why certain behaviors push women away, or why some of your actions seem to lower your value without you even realizing it, then this video was made for you. And here's a serious warning. If you ignore these truths, you will keep making the same mistakes and pay a high price for it. But if you watch until the end, you'll discover 10 things that truly intelligent men never do with women. And if you learn to avoid them, you'll notice an immediate transformation in how you're seen and respected. And pay close attention. The last behavior I'm going to reveal is the most destructive of all. It might be pushing quality women away, making you lose respect, and even worse, it could be sabotaging your own masculinity without you even realizing it. So if you want to be a high-value man, one who commands respect and admiration, stay with me until the end. But first, tell me, have you ever wondered why some men seem to have a natural magnetism with women while others struggle to even be noticed? The problem has never been your looks or your money, it's your attitude. There are certain behaviors that make you stand out as a strong, confident man, and others that make you someone women simply tolerate but never truly desire. And the worst part? Most men make these mistakes without even realizing it. Now imagine this. You meet an amazing woman, everything seems to be going well, but without knowing it, you're making a fatal mistake. Little by little, she starts losing interest. She responds with less enthusiasm, her messages get shorter, and before you know it, she sees you more as a friend than an attractive man. You don't understand what happened. You were so nice, so attentive, you put in the effort. But do you know what your mistake was? You did something that a smart man would never do, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you now. I will reveal the 10 behaviors that push women away, destroy their respect for you, and make you look weak. You might think you're doing everything right, that you're following the right approach, but if you keep making these mistakes, you'll just be another guy in the crowd, ignored, rejected, and completely out of control in your emotional life. And here's the scariest part. These mistakes are silent. You might be making them right now without realizing it. And only after watching this video will you finally understand exactly where you've been going wrong. So if you want to know what smart men never do with women, if you want to become a man who commands respect, naturally attracts women, and never feels insecure around them again, then stay until the end. And a quick warning, this video is not for men who aren't willing to change. There's no point in watching if you're just going to keep doing the same things as before. This video is for men who want to become the best version of themselves, who are tired of being ignored or rejected, and who finally want to understand what separates weak men from real men. So, if you're ready for this transformation, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications, because here we talk about real personal development with no fluff or sugarcoating. Now, let's get straight to the point. The first 5 things that smart men never do with women. If you truly want to be a respected and desired man, you need to eliminate these behaviors immediately. The first thing that smart men never do with women is putting them on a pedestal. This is a fatal mistake. When you place a woman above yourself, when you treat her like an unattainable being, as if she's doing you a favor by being with you, you automatically lose respect. This shows that you don't see your own value, and guess what? She won't see it either. Women do not respect men who behave as if they are inferior. No matter how beautiful, intelligent, or incredible she is, never treat a woman like a goddess while lowering yourself to the level of a servant. The rule is simple: admire but never worship, respect but never beg for attention. High value. Men don't seek validation by constantly flattering women, because they know their worth comes from within. The second attitude you must eliminate immediately is being overly available. If you're always chasing, always texting first, always saying yes to everything, you're showing that you don't have a life of your own. Smart men understand that mystery and unpredictability are essential components of attraction. If she feels like you're always there, always ready, without challenges, without anything else happening in your life, she loses interest. Now think, when was the last time you said no to a woman? If the answer is never, or almost never, then it's time to change that. Be a busy man, have your own projects, goals, and ambitions. Show that your life does not revolve around winning a woman over. Because believe me, a man who is focused on his own growth automatically becomes more attractive than the one who lives to please. The third thing that smart men never do is being afraid to lose a woman. When you act out of fear, whether it's fear of saying something she won't like, fear of setting boundaries, or fear of losing her attention, you become weak in her eyes. Fear is the worst thing a man can display in a relationship or when pursuing a woman. What separates a confident man from an insecure one? Simple. A confident man knows that if a woman leaves his life, another, better one will come. He does not act desperate, does not try to control the situation, does not beg her to stay. He simply continues living his life, knowing that what's meant to be will stay and what's not will leave. And remember, women can sense when you're acting out of fear. They pick up on it, and when they do, attraction disappears. A smart man knows that the best way to keep a woman interested is not to be afraid of losing her. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent, but rather having the mindset that your life moves forward, with or without her. The fourth mistake you must avoid is sharing your emotional problems too soon. This may sound controversial, but listen carefully. It doesn't mean you should be a robot with no emotions, but there is a right time and way to express vulnerability. In the early stages of dating or relationships, dumping your emotional baggage on a woman can make you seem unstable. Women naturally want to be with strong men, men who can handle their challenges without constantly seeking validation or reassurance. This doesn't mean you should suppress your emotions forever, but that you should be mindful of how and when you express them. A mentally balanced man knows how to deal with his own struggles without transferring his insecurities onto someone else. And finally, the fifth thing a smart man never does with a woman is tolerating disrespect. This can come in many forms: small tests, sarcasm, jokes that cross the line, lack of reciprocity. If a woman doesn't respect you from the start, don't try to change that. You're not here to teach anyone how to treat you. The biggest mistake many men make is allowing bad behavior, hoping that over time, the woman will start valuing them more. But that never happens. When you let someone treat you poorly once, you're teaching them that it's acceptable. And trust me, a woman only respects a man who respects himself first. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it or justify it. Say it clearly. This doesn't work for me. When you show that you have standards and value yourself, you automatically become a more attractive and respected man, because in the end, nobody values what comes too easily. If you truly want to be a smart, respected, and desirable man, you need to pay close attention to the next behaviors you should never have with a woman. The sixth behavior that a smart man never commits is trying to convince a woman to like him. This is a major mistake, and it happens more often than you think. If a woman doesn't show genuine interest in you, insisting, trying to prove your worth, or demonstrating what a great boyfriend you'd be, won't work. Attraction is not based on logic, it's driven by instinct. Trying to convince her with rational arguments that you're the best man in the world, that you'd be the perfect partner, or that you deserve a chance, only makes you look desperate and needy. High-value men understand that desire must be natural, not forced. If a woman truly wants to be with you, you won't need to convince her. The solution: move on. A smart man knows he won't win every time. Instead of wasting energy trying to change someone's mind, he invests in himself and naturally attracts women who genuinely desire him. The seventh behavior you should never engage in is compromising your principles just to please a woman. This happens when a man changes his personality, beliefs, or decisions just to gain her approval. Maybe you've seen a guy who hated a certain type of music, but suddenly he starts listening to it just because the woman he likes loves it. Or worse, a man who tolerates disrespectful behavior just to avoid losing her attention. This is dangerous because it shows a lack of identity. Women respect men who have firm values, who know what they want, and who don't change with the wind just to please someone. Adapting a little to your partner is normal, but completely changing who you are out of fear of rejection is weakness. If she truly likes you, it will be for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. The eighth behavior that destroys a man's image in a woman's eyes is being overly emotional and reactive. This means losing control over small things, getting irritated easily, complaining too much, or reacting impulsively to every little situation. Imagine a man who loses his patience when a woman takes too long to reply to a text, or someone who feels rejected and creates drama just because she didn't want to go out that night. This screams insecurity and emotional instability, and women quickly lose attraction for emotionally unstable men. The truth is, life has ups and downs for everyone. Women are naturally drawn to men who can remain calm even in the face of challenges. This shows maturity and strength. If you struggle with emotional control, the best thing you can do is invest in self-discipline and emotional intelligence. Learn to master your emotions before they master you. The ninth behavior that a real man never commits is becoming dependent on a woman for happiness. This is a fatal mistake. Many men enter a relationship and immediately abandon their friends, hobbies, and ambitions, spending every second of their lives focused on their partner. They make her the only source of happiness and purpose in their life. But this isn't love. It's dependency, and dependency kills attraction. Because it removes mystery, excitement, and respect, women are naturally attracted to men who have a purpose, who lead interesting lives. If you place your entire world in a woman's hands, she will feel that pressure and eventually she'll lose interest. The solution: be complete on your own. Have a life that is already fulfilling before any woman enters it. And if a relationship ends, your life continues, because you never placed yourself in a position of emotional dependency. And finally, the 10th behavior that a smart man never commits is believing that he needs a woman to feel fulfilled. This is the mistake that makes many men feel incomplete when they're single, as if something is missing for them to be truly happy. Society pushes the idea that a man is only successful if he has a woman by his side. But that's not true. Real success comes from within. If you can't be happy on your own, no woman will ever fill that void for you. Stop believing that a relationship is the key to your happiness. Build your life first. Find your mission, your passion. When you focus on personal growth, everything else falls into place naturally. The right women will enter your life, not because you're desperately looking for someone to complete you, but because you're already complete on your own. If you want to be a respected, desired, and admired man, start eliminating these behaviors right now. And if this content made sense to you, keep watching the videos on this channel to become the best version of yourself. Now you know the 10 behaviors that a smart man should never commit with a woman. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because that already puts you ahead of most men. But here's the real question. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Because knowing is just the first step. What truly matters is applying it. From now on, start paying attention to how you behave. Have you ever caught yourself trying to convince a woman to like you? Have you changed your personality just to please someone? Have you ever placed a woman at the center of your life and lost your own identity? If the answer is yes, relax. You're not alone. Most men have made at least one of these mistakes. The problem isn't making mistakes. The problem is continuing to make them without realizing it. Now, here's the good news. You can change all of this starting today. Because men of real value aren't those who never fail, but those who learn and evolve. The key is awareness and making adjustments. Small shifts in your behavior create massive improvements in your results. And here's a warning. Once you start making these changes, you'll notice something interesting. Women will begin to see you differently. They'll sense that you're not like other men, that you're not acting out of desperation, that you have a life of your own, that you respect yourself. And they'll feel it, because real attraction doesn't come from words, it comes from energy and behavior. From now on, whenever you're talking to a woman, remember everything we discussed here. Maintain your posture, your energy, your value. If you notice yourself forcing a connection, stop. If you catch yourself putting her above you, reflect. If you feel like you're reacting emotionally in an exaggerated way, take a deep breath and regain control. Because being a smart man isn't about what you say, it's about how you carry yourself in life. And don't think this knowledge only applies to romantic relationships. It applies to every aspect of your life, at work, in friendships, in business. Men who master their emotions, who know their worth, who have a clear purpose, are respected everywhere. The difference between an average man and a high-value man is how he handles challenges and relationships. So here's a challenge for you. Starting today, begin to observe yourself. Over the next few days, pay attention to your actions. See if you're making any of these mistakes without realizing it. If you are, don't criticize yourself. Just adjust. Change your behavior one step at a time. At first it may feel unnatural, but over time it will become second nature. And if you're serious about leveling up, don't stop here. On this channel we have tons of videos that will help you grow even further. Videos on emotional intelligence, personal development, stoicism, and a high-value mindset. Everything you need to become the best version of yourself. If this content resonated with you, here's what you should do right now to continue growing. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. Hit the like button if this content was valuable to you. Comment below, which of these behaviors have you seen men commit? Or which one have you recognized in yourself and are ready to change? Your comment not only boosts engagement, but also strengthens this community of men committed to evolution. And finally, share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. You might be the person who opens his eyes to these hard truths. The journey to becoming a high-value man starts now. The choice is in your hands. Will you keep repeating the same mistakes, or will you take action? The answer to this question defines your future. Now go watch the next videos on the channel and continue your journey of self-improvement. See you in the next one.